Chwaniso is representing Autism Women's Chapter, which is a group that I belong to. There's 10 of us in there who are farmers doing various different crops. Why she's very important to us is she is our hub. We have been supplying her with vegetables. She will actually show you what she has here. And it is our hope that some of you who are in here will also join our association and will also fit into her because she's doing the value addition. So many of you here, I'm sure, have gone through the difficult experience of having to throw away your quality and very beautiful fresh produce because mapinda mumusika maka flood. At the end of the day, you're having to sell maybe your tomatoes for 20 cents when ordinarily you should have sold them for at least $5. How many of you are with me as far as that is concerned? So, Sinema Zmaya Kawanda Munom, as well as other growers out there, we have had to face that challenge. No matter how good your crop is, you have had to then sell it for a song. So Chwaniso at the moment, Ariku Autism Women's Chapter, and she's doing our value addition. And had Chanyanya Manya Manya, Kanakuro Wanyana, Kutishmondoita send them a kilos and Shmondoita send them a cabbage and she'll then, I do not want to still her thunder, she'll show you my produce I now. So over to you, Chief.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, HTC, for inviting us here to share some of the work that we're doing. I am Chwaniso Nyamkuroso. I'm a mushroom farmer, proud founder and managing director of Large Veggies. I'll go straight into my presentation. Large Veggies is a food processing business. We specialize in sourcing, processing, and packaging pre-cut vegetables. Our mandate is to make healthy eating convenient and affordable. How do we do that? We do that through sourcing our produce directly from the farmers, cutting down on the intermediaries. We have managed to cut down macaroniera. We all know the story with macaroniera. Yes. We are based in Waterfalls here in Harare, and I work with a team of 7. I work with a team of 7, the production head, the sales and marketing lady, the lady who does our books, and under the production head, we've got 3 production workers that we have. And we also hire casual workers when we've got large volumes of vegetables to process. All right. I prepared something different from this, but I'll just improvise. Our supply chain, we source our vegetables directly from small-scale farmers and from the ladies from Autism Women's Chapter. Why small-scale farmers? I come from generations of farmers from my maternal side, and like Flo has said, when they bring their produce to Harare, sometimes the prices are not good, and they end up facing post-harvest losses. So because of the challenges that I've seen firsthand on how my parents are suffering from post-harvest losses, how my aunties are suffering from post-harvest losses, I then decided to go into value addition so that we can combat post-harvest losses. Here is a problem tree. The main issue that we are solving is limited access to affordable and convenient healthy food options. And on the tree, I've gone to identify what's causing that limited access to convenient and healthy food options. There is lack of irrigation systems. Most of small-scale farmers do not have irrigation systems in place, or some do have, but they are not as effective. Healthy food is becoming more expensive than the fast foods. If you are to go into our supermarkets and try and buy a kg of peas, it costs more than our chicken. So healthy foods are becoming more expensive. There is lack of awareness and education. There is also dependence on conventional farming methods. I will just go to the effects. What all this is causing is health issues. We've got people suffering from heart diseases, hypertension, and other food-related diseases. There's also increased food insecurity because at the moment Zimbabwe is losing almost 40% of its produce to post-harvest losses. There is also pollution. If you have been to Bari, you know that there are massive landfills there, and these landfills, they produce methane, which is more potent than carbon dioxide. So there's a lot of pollution. Our vegetables are available in 3 varieties. We have them fresh. Like today, I have brought the fresh range. With me here, these are our pre-cut chips. I know not so healthy, but this was due to customer demand because the kids, they love French fries. So we had to put them on our product list. We have our stew veggie pack. We have the chunky veggie pack. And everyone's favorite, the stir fry pack. We also do diced butternut. And we also have our fresh range is also available frozen. We can also freeze this, except for the salad kits. So on the salad kits, we have our traditional coleslaw salad. Everybody should agree with me that coleslaw is now our traditional food. It's our traditional. So we've got our coleslaw salad, we've got our green salad, and our fruit salad. These come ready to go. All you just do is add your salad dressing and you can serve. And then we've got the dried range. We developed the dried range with the marginalized communities in mind. Why? Because Zimbabwe has got a one rainy season. So most of our farmers will not be able to produce anything after the rainy season because of lack of irrigation facilities. So you find out that their nutritional intake is compromised because they don't have vegetables to incorporate in their diet. So we said, we know that during the rainy season, you've got excess of vegetables. We'll process them, dry them, and then sell them to you when you don't have anything to tend to. Other services that we offer. I'm one person who believes that when women thrive, nations prosper. And I believe that as women, we should collaborate and not compete. So I collaborate, I think most of you here know her. I collaborate with Lucy Zijo. She owns a company called Farm Makeover. And I also collaborate with Ntombi Fikile. in Matebeleland. So what we do is we offer free training that is for the small-scale farmers on sustainable farming practices. So we go out there, we offer them training. We've been teaching them that there shouldn't be so much dependence on synthetic fertilizers. Instead, they should tend to organic fertilizers, which are more affordable than the synthetic fertilizers, and they have been able to save more on inputs because of those initiatives. So Lucy is an expert on greenhouse construction, and Ntombi is a hydroponic farmer, and she's also an expert in construction of hydroponic systems. I'll go to our impact, but first of all, I believe at Large Wages we are saving marriages. Why? we are indeed saving marriages. Everybody nowadays is busy under the current economic conditions. Everybody has to be doing something. So that's where we come in. We provide you with your vegetable hampers for the week, so that when you go home, you're not too tired to chop the vegetables, you're not too tired to do all the vegetable preparation, and you are able to provide the children and the husband with a balanced diet. We believe that in a small way, we are contributing to food security. We are contributing to food security, improved nutritional intake, employment creation. Indirectly, we contribute to employment creation because the farmers that we work with, they have been able to scale up their production and bring in more people to help them with the work in their farms. We are also helping with reduction of pollution. Most food is no longer ending up in landfills. I'll move to the next slide. I'm running out of time. All right, the challenges that are faced by farmers, mainly climate change related issues. We're having erratic rainfalls, and most of the farmers, they are struggling to adapt to climate change. There's also an issue of financial constraints. In as much as our farmers would like to scale up their production, and we as Large Wages would want to scale up our production, we are facing financial constraints. There's also lack of knowledge. Farmers, they need training, they need support on resource utilization so that they optimize resources. Moving on, I cannot leave this one out. Market access. That's a major issue. Why is it a major issue? Because at the moment, for you to get your products in the supermarket, you have to meet that VAT threshold. And if you don't meet that VAT threshold, you cannot have your VAT certification, and you cannot have your products in the supermarkets. So that's a major issue there. All right, so the major challenges that I have faced, I have managed to overcome them. The financial constraints, I have joined groups so that we do crowdfunding to fund our projects. Believe it or not, banks have to be your besties. I have just been intentionally going to events where we interact with banks so that we just build that relationship. I tell you, if you're working in a bank and you have no relationships with them, it's a different story. But when you have fostered good relations with them, when you go into the banks, they will fill in the forms for you and CPT. So I have managed to establish relationships with banks, and my bank has been helpful, and they have been able to tailor-make packages that are specific able to say, can we have interest rates that are not too much? So when you have relationships with this, you are able to negotiate. For lady entrepreneurs, the thing is, Tinodama business and back. So we are rushing things. Was not a business. The most important thing is to bootstrap, especially financially. As you are growing, work on bootstrapping, make sure that you keep your overheads low. I'm one good example. I have bootstrapped and it has been very helpful for me. Instead of rushing and saying that I'm going to be renting my own production plant, I've been utilizing the incubation hub in Waterfalls for our production. And it has enabled us to procure our own equipment. For example, we managed to buy our own modified atmosphere packaging equipment, which will be coming. It's a groundbreaking technology. Your ripe tomato can stay up to 5 months using that technology. Policymakers, let's work on financial inclusion. Let's just make sure that everybody has got access to banks, and the banks are there, but what interest rates are they charging? Are people able to afford those interest rates? I've seen most women, they just don't go to the banks because then the interest rates are so much. I think I've taken so much time, so I will just end my presentation here.
Thank you so much, Shoniso.